Welcome to That's Good for Footy.
Forget about the heartbreaks, the agony and heartaches. You give it all for the game's sake, and that's good for footy. Forget about the heartbreaks, the agony and heartaches. You give it all for the game's sake, and that's good for footy. And this is what you pray for, every night and every day for. You give it all, then you give more. That's good for footy.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. How are you? It's not bad. That's not bad. I like that. Welcome along to the Italian Sports Club in Werribee. Welcome along to That's Good for Footy, and welcome along to the Western Bulldogs night. I want to get on with this show because I'm running a little bit over time and I've kept those boys out there, but I want to get in because we've got a lot to talk about. It's Western Bulldogs show, August the 23rd, 2023. Please welcome to the show our first panellist. He was born on the 15th of January in 2001. He's played a total of 58 games and he's kicked a total of 97 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2020. When he plays for the Western Bulldogs Football Club, he wears the number 3 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Cody Waitman.
Sons of the West, red, white, and blue. We come out smiling.
There you go. He comes out, he's just so, he's like he's left his surfboard, you know, in the car and skated up to the entrance and he goes, here I am everyone, that's cool. Mate, you look fantastic. I love it when you come onto the show. How are you feeling? How's everything going in your life at the moment?
Yeah, today was good. I had a day off, so I've just cruised all day and then ready for this.
Beautiful, that's what we like to hear. Mate, settle into it because I want you to have some fun tonight. We're going to get stuck in. We want to bring our second panellist out here, so, you know, safety in numbers kind of thing. Let's get him out here. Our second panellist, he was born on the 9th of February in 1993. He's played a total of 159 games and he's kicked a total of 164 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2014. When he plays for the Western Bulldogs Football Club, he wears a number 7 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Rory Lobb.
Sons of the West, red, white, and blue. We come out smiling.
Okay, all right.
Bulldogs through
That's good. That's lovely. Very, very lovely of all of you to welcome him. You know, first time on the show, he's not a fill-in, all right? He came highly recommended, highly regarded. He's here in presence, in person. I was worried when you were coming through. I thought he's going to like just take a couple of ceiling tiles out. I just want to do this. I don't often do this, but I just want us all to stand up. We're going to stand up. I just want to show you how tall this man is. Right? Huh? Perfect, eh? There you go. All right. We're off to a flashing start. That's brilliant, boys. Thank you very much. I want to get stuck in to the questions that I want to go through because we've got a lot to talk about and I want to do that in our first little segment. So I'll get stuck in. It's called Past, Present and Future. I know it's tough to come out here and do a show like this after the weekend's result and subsequent fallout from the fans. If there is one upside or a lesson from it all is that I've watched this. I watched Carlton fans do the same thing in round 6 through to 13 and now look at them, all right? So there's an upside. But let's talk about it because these shows just allow the fans to get a little insight and understanding from the player's perspective. You're sitting 9th on the ladder. 11 wins, 11 losses with a percentage of 107.6. You've lost some close ones, in fact 5 by 7 points or under. Now don't shoot the messenger here, but this has been the Bulldogs from form in 2023. You have beat 3 teams currently ranked above you in the Lions, GWS and the Blues, who at the time, due to injuries, were missing some of their key personnel. That's not a negative on the win, that's just off the outcome. Out of your 11 wins, 9 of those wins were against teams outside the top 10. You're beating teams below you, not teams above you. What do you attribute that to?
So I just got grilled. Sorry, Dad. No, we'd like to be beating, obviously, the teams above us. But I don't know why we're not winning them. Otherwise, we'd be beating them.
Yeah, but I just find it a really interesting question to look at the wins that you've had, and then you look at the teams that you've played, and I'd like to know what the difference is between why you're not beating the teams above you, but you are beating the teams below you. Why doesn't that mantra or that thought process or that carry on into the teams that are above you on the ladder?
Well, to be honest, I feel like we haven't really played our footy all year. You know, we had a really good pre-season. We were flying around offensively, and we sort of haven't really played the way that we felt we were going to play. Obviously, really disappointing for us and the fans. But, yeah, I mean, we've got the list that can do it. We've got the list that can be top four. We just haven't really played to our potential, which hopefully we can go down to the Cattery this week.
Yep.
And, you know, I think it's been 20 years since the boys have beaten them down there.
Yeah.
I mean, I beat them down there last year when I was at Frères. Hopefully we carry that through and win on the weekend.
Nice, I like it. Everything that you've just mentioned, I'm actually going to go over, and I'm going to be talking about that as we go. The Dogs in certain games this year have got off to a flyer. You've had some awesome starts, but then you get reeled in by the opposition. Is this what the coach was suggesting when he said he was nervous about going into the weekend's game against West Coast? I don't know whether you wouldn't have heard what his interview was, but he spoke on the boundary line. I'm going to go into it because I think it's probably important I talk about that before asking your opinion. The game plan or brand this year has seen some structural changes and some personnel positional changes, or experiments, if you like, with players playing different roles, and it seems some players are playing out of their comfort zone. Is that an accurate assessment, and what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, a head coach, he's usually got a pretty good grip on the energies, the vibes, and how everything feels. So I think it's probably a fair take. But then at the same time, I think any time you play a team below you, there's always a risk associated with that, and you always feel like a little bit that you're getting hunted rather than hunting the opposition. So I think that's probably what he's referring to in that statement, without having heard it, or how he sort of he provided it. But yeah, I think there's probably always that little edge when you're playing a team, particularly a team like West Coast that have had struggled this year at times. There's always that you've got everything to lose sort of mentality.
Okay. This is an observation. Good opposition have found a way to shut you down and stop you from scoring. You've kicked over 100 points only 4 times this year. Twice against Freo, once against North, and once against Richmond. Your thoughts on that?
We're forwards, we want to score more.
I mean, you want to play a front half game, and I feel like at times we have struggled to keep the ball in our front half. You know, whether that is part of the ball movement or, you know, maybe the forward's not putting enough pressure on while it's coming out. You know, you obviously want to kick a lot of goals, and the modern day game now is obviously a front half game.
Yeah.
So being able to move the ball to a degree where we can actually defend it on the way back out. I mean, it's a mix of both, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
And again, I'm about to brush over that. We know footy is one off a defensive pressure, especially with the way the game is being played nowadays. It's all about intercept, marking and turnover. Get it from the D50 to the O50 and not allowing your opponent to score. It sounds pretty simple when you talk footy like that, doesn't it? This is something the Doggies will need to improve on if you're to progress any further into the finals, and the big test comes this weekend. A good thing from the Doggies is that the D50 is good enough to withstand opposition's forward pressure, which means they may score, but they are not scoring heavily against you, but they are doing just enough to beat you by the narrowest of margins. Liberatore, when he is out, is a huge loss. He is really your engine room and gets you going, and when he's not, a lot of that load falls onto Treloar and Bontempelli, who on the weekend both chalked up 32 disposals each, but it still wasn't enough to get you across the line. If you're winning out of the centre, what's going on? And you just said then, is it cohesion? Is it structure? Is it game plan? If you're winning the ball and you're getting it out of the centre, where's the breakdown?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the stats were on the weekend. I feel like we didn't have a hell of a lot of inside 50s, especially in that first half when West Coast was sort of beating us out of the middle.
You're actually level pegging.
Pretty
both
level
of you.
pegging? Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously we want to make sure we're trying to get repeat entries, like I said. If we are winning it out of the centre, being able to keep it and have repeat entries, because we do defend really well. We got Liam Jones and, Alex Keefe, those boys sort of sitting behind the ball, and Ed Richards being able to intercept the way he has at his height's been really good this year. And if we could get them intercepting the ball a little bit higher rather than in our D50, which we are defending quite well, you know, we might have opportunity to score a little bit easier.
I understand. At the start of the season, your forward line was stacked with 3 tools in Lobb, Ugelhagen and Norton. Things looked promising on paper, but that was going to take time to gel. Leading patterns, adjustments and playing to style and so forth. What we are now seeing, though, is a bit more cohesion in the forward line, basically in the structure. Rory, you were tending to play a little more up the field and then moving forward to offer more options, but also up in the forward line, giving both Norts and JUH the chance to either lead and mark or bring the ball to ground, allowing your small crummers into the play. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had the year that I sort of anticipated. I mean, it's quite hard coming into a club and, you know, having that connection straight away, especially as a forward line group, you know, understanding everyone's leading patterns and being able to work together to create space. Yeah, the start of my year obviously wasn't great, but I feel like the last month has been pretty good since I obviously got dropped for the first time in 8 years, which was which was good.
It's a kick in the bum.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of just kicked me into gear to just sort of reset, go back to my basics and really, you know, thrive on the contest a little bit more and being able to, you know, provide that contest, bring smalls into the game and then, you know, whatever happens after that, whether I kick goals or not, you know, it's good.
For sure. So going back to the point that I made in relation to having 3 tools at the start of the season, did you find yourself, and when you spoke with maybe Jamara and you spoke with Aaron about it, that there was just, we want to work on our leading patterns? We haven't played together before. We got to get cohesion going here. Did you find it was a little bit difficult on paper, but also on the field, that your role has now changed and made you be that person that comes up the field a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, when I was at Frere last year, I did play out of the square, being the deepest forward most of the time. Coming here, I'm happy to play a role and do whatever it takes to win and be that player that, you know, is able to go up the ground and get back and provide a contest. And, you know, whether I'm playing deep forward or playing high and helping out defensively and trying to get, you know, exit kicks out of the D50, you know, I don't really mind. You know, Jamar hadn't played a lot of footy with Naughty either, so it was just all sort of trying to work it out. I mean, you know, we've all got different elements in our game which, you know, make us unique, and it's just been able to, you know, play good footy as a group.
For sure. That's why I alluded to that point of obviously gelling with each other and working out the leading patterns, working out how they think and all those processes. Let's get out of the negative there. Congratulations on kicking your first bag of 3 on the weekend. How'd that feel?
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to kick 3 this year. Yeah, I haven't been overly accurate. A little bit of, you know, down on myself through the year. I mean, I feel like I'm an accurate set shot. But yeah, I mean, it just, when you're not having the opportunities that you usually have, you sort of put a little bit more price on the set shot, and it sort of gets in your mind a little bit. So, you know, now I've sort of settled, I feel like I'm definitely striking my set shots a lot better. And yeah, it was good to kick 3 on the weekend, but it would have been great if we got the win.
Got the win as well.
You know, when we kick 3 and you lose, you're just like, oh, it's just not even worth it. Yeah,
I hear you, mate. Speaking of form, though, Tim English has been in All-Australian form this year, but the consistency within the playing group across the board has just been lacking. And as with most clubs, injuries came and form fell away. Was this form slump due to key personnel either not being on the park or not playing to their strengths? What's your take on that, Cody?
I should have listened more. Yeah, I think there are definitely times, I think when Jonesy went out, we noticed a bit of a void that he left, particularly for a fairly long period of time there. And I think all clubs go through that. I think there's going to be key players, and it's more or less about how well you can damage control that over a period. And then when you get them back, you get the big top up, and that can sort of launch you into finals. So I think timing's a big part of it. And at times we probably felt we were a little bit weakened against oppositions that might have been a bit healthier than us. But that doesn't sort of provide an excuse for not being able to win these games by under 7 points or whatever it is. So it hurts, but not the thing to blame, I don't think.
Clubs at this time of the year, if they have all their key personnel on the park, they tend to be playing with cohesion, freedom and trust. The Bulldogs have all the makings of being one of those clubs. Good bookends in Norton and Ugelhagen up forward with Jones down back. Put Libba back in the centre with Bont and Treloar. Get good run off half back with Richards, Dale and JJ. Linking up with Baker, McRae and Smith. It's all there. So again, my question is, why is it not gelling? Is it cohesion? Is it consistency? Is it personnel? Is it form? Because of all those names that I just mentioned, that's tick, tick, tick. That's like everyone's there. I'm curious. What's your insight into that?
You've got the small forward.
Okay. I had mentioned it before, but I'm glad you brought it up again. Those crummers, they're bloody good. All right?
Thank you.
They're good. Don't worry about that.
No, we do. You're right. We talked about it even on the way in here, me and Lobby, that the team we have is on paper very impressive.
Yeah.
So we're obviously searching for more. We don't feel like we're achieving what we can be right now. But that's not to say that we can't, and things can't turn quickly. So there's no reason we can't go on and win it, and they'll probably make a Netflix movie out of it.
How good would that be? Yeah. Right back to 2016. I mean, the same thing happened. You came from 9th at that time and you won the bloody flag. I'm just curious because I'm sure, not just from my point of view, I don't barrack for the Western Bulldogs, I barrack for football, and everyone thinks I'm an idiot, right? But I do. I barrack for football because I like to see success in anybody that's at their highest profession. So I'm right into that, and I've been watching the Western Bulldogs, and to be honest with you, I was just a bit frustrated watching it on the weekend because I wanted to see you guys win. Your scoring differential in relation to, you had actually the same when we spoke about it before with the inside 50s, but you scored more, but your inaccuracy was the thing that actually let you down. And that's been sort of the mantra going through the season, and that's why I'm curious, what needs to happen to fix that? Is it a form thing? Is it a conversion thing? I'm really curious. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I'm fascinated
potato?
by goal kicking. I think I looked at certainly in the middle of the year at a table where it was the ladder compared to the goal kicking accuracy, and it had striking parallels. And I think it's a big part of the game, and a lot of it's contagious. I think you start the year early and a few shots go through and you sort of build on that, and before you know it, you've kicked well for the year, and vice versa. So this goes back to last year. Our first 3 rounds, we had more scoring shots than the opposition, and we lost those games. So it's something that we've had for a little while, and it's a confidence thing, and it's probably the one part of the game. The reason I'm fascinated by it is because it hasn't improved at all probably in my lifetime, really. The percentage of what Tony Lockett was kicking at compared to Aaron Norton or whoever and the modern day full forwards, it's not really getting better. Whereas every other part of our game is and increasing at a fast rate. So there's got to be something, and I think the team that figures out how to do it first will win many a premierships and have a lot of success off it. So it's a bit of a race to figure out how to kick it 70-80% or whatever that number is. Even a small shift to 5% more accurate in the season is enough to win those 7-point games, and suddenly we're top 4.
It's always been said that football's 90% above the shoulders. If you're not on and you go out and you don't get your first one, you hear all the commentators say it, like if Max King misses this one, he's going to have a bad day today. It doesn't matter who the forward is, doesn't matter from what club. Is that a fair assessment, do you think, though, that footy is 90% above the head? If he gets inside your head and he goes, hey, I'm not helping you today, it doesn't go in your favour.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the mental side of our game is enormous. And there's, when you're playing juniors and getting older, there's just not the same pressures that you have when you do make it into the big league, and there's fans, which we absolutely love, but and there's more criticism, all of this, and elements that you can't really practice and you can't really get scouted for being good at. So it's a bit of a test. You get dropped in when you make it and see how you go, sort of thing. But that's probably the exciting part about where our game is now is psychologists and stuff are getting involved with no stigma around them, and they're a big part of why the game's growing the way it is, and the players are starting to become more consistent and stuff, and there's no doubt that a psychologist and sports psychs and stuff will be involved in more accurate goal kicking in the future, I think.
Yeah. I alluded to off the top about Bevo on the boundary line. I'm going to go through, this is not verbatim, this is just roughly what was going on. I found it interesting that the coach had said prior to the game that he was anxious and wary about getting off to a good start. He mentioned that he wanted to see a full four-quarter effort sustain and maintain the pressure and also the work rate. So how much of this was spoken about leading into the game, and what was the message at quarter time?
I'm trying to remember.
This is something.
Isn't it presser?
This was an interview.
Yeah, I know
he did,
that was impressive. I mean, I don't look at the media too much. I sort of stick away from that.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, over the years, I've copped a lot of scrutiny, so I like to not look at the headlines. I mean, we've been searching for that four-quarter effort for pretty much the whole year. You know, we get off to hot starts and then teams come back and, you know, we find it hard to stem the flow of goals at times.
Yep.
And, you know, him saying that is probably just on reflection of the year that we've had where we haven't been able to play a four-quarter game. And, you know, that's what everyone wants to play when then you're not having a stressful last quarter and you can just make sure that you're playing the way you want to play and, you know, build into the next week instead of, you know, stressing about losing to teams which we shouldn't be. So.
Yeah. He mentioned, he went on to say that he'd like to see a particular style and brand of football, which at the moment he doesn't think you are playing. I was going to ask you what your thoughts are on it, but you've obviously touched on that, and I don't want to keep sounding like your dad here. So it was noted in the commentary that the Dogs are ranked 14th in clearances with some vulnerability down back. I think that was more around opposition, isolating Liam Jones in a one-on-one contest. And that the Dogs' scoring efficiency and conversion rate up forward required some focus. Now, we've just spoken about those things because you're winning centre clearances, you've got all the personnel on the park, you've got great forwards up in your forward line, but the conversion's just not there. That's primarily what's going on. When you look at, the stats don't lie. When you see the amount of goals and the amount of points that are being kicked, that's your end result. Now, this is not verbatim, but it was along those lines. Your thoughts on that analysis, though? I've just mentioned it. You've got the personnel on the park. You've got everything that ticks all the boxes. You're winning the centre clearances. You've got the forward line structure. You've got a great defence. But the score's just not coming. How much of the focus of that is around training?
I think one thing we can all agree on is we've all got a headache at the moment. You spelled it out pretty clear there that there's some good indicators, but ultimately not the results. So, I don't know exactly the way we fix that right now, but that's what we're searching and we're digging and we're training hard to do.
Yep.
So that's one thing we'll never stop doing. And it's a tricky thing, footy, and you're in the heat of the moment and you're trying to work things out. But right now we haven't been able to find the answer. And, hopefully that comes pretty soon. It's
going to come this weekend because the Dogs are going in backs against the wall, and that's when you guys come out fighting. That's the Bulldog spirit. So you're going to go down to Geelong, Alphabet Stadium, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to give them a run for their money. There's no two ways about that. I wanted to just touch on this. Bevo said if we get off to the right start, gain momentum and be consistent enough to go on with it, then we'll be a better team. Tell us, without going into too much detail, what were the message at each of the breaks? Quarter time, half time, three-quarter time? Was it a different message or was it the same consistent message?
Jeez.
And who was listening?
I mean, as forwards, the start the West Coast had. I mean, we come in at every break and talk as a line group.
Yes.
And as forwards, it's we just needed to make sure we're compressing and trying to get up the ground. Considering we did lose a fair few centre clearances early, trying to come together to make sure that we're still staying connected and not just sitting inside our forward 50 when the ball's going the other way. Yep. That was sort of the messaging around the forwards and what we were doing.
Okay.
And then, I think just the general chat about, we need to get back the physicality in the contest and, get the ball going our way. I mean, West Coast came out firing and, we sort of just were on the back foot from the start.
Yeah. And I allude to that now. To the Eagles' credit, they brought a real intensity to the game and to the contest. Positives from the game, Rory Lobb kicked 3. Treloar and Bontempelli with 32 disposals each, as I said. What I really liked, O'Donnell was good with 14 disposals, but 5 of those were intercept marks. That's brilliant, all right? And I also like the run-off half-back and what he provides. Young Teddy Richards, he just had a brilliant game, Richards. He was fabulous. 23 disposals. He brings a lot to that structure that you've got. Baker as well. I love the kind of game that he's being able to bring as well. I don't want to harp on it anymore though, because I've kind of gone through what I think are the negatives, and I don't want to embarrass you with them, but I do want to talk about them, and the fans want to hear what your insight or what your perspective is on it. So I want to move aside from that now, and you guys can just take a nice little, break. All right? Yeah. Okay. But let's talk about your next game. It's a big one. The Cats on their home deck with nothing to lose but pride. They've missed the finals, finishing at this stage in 11th. It's on Saturday night, Geelong versus Western Bulldogs, 7:25pm, the 26th of August at Alphabet Stadium. News coming out of the Cattery is that they have put the queue in the rack for a few of their injury-riddled stars. Out of the side, Cameron, Close, Hawkins, Henry, Radigalia, Rowan, Stanley and Blixars. Wow. That's a fair whack. That's huge. Doggies won't want to go in too complacent, but with the amount of outs, it's probably your best chance of walking away with the 4 points. Tell me, from what I've just said, what sort of a game are you expecting down there, and how much fire is the Western Bulldogs playing group going to bring to the intensity of that game?
Well, I think the drive of beating the Cats down there, the boys haven't done in a long time, and not being able to beat them in a little while as well.
That's one motivation.
In general,
yep.
that's the motivation around the group. I mean,
yep.
We had a chance of beating them early in the year. They came out firing. We didn't get it done at Marvel.
Yeah.
Now it's our chance to go down there. No matter who's playing, just making sure that we get the job done and get basically get the win.
Tell us from your perspective, what sort of intensity are you looking forward to? Bring the contest, bring it on.
Yeah, the game couldn't come quicker, obviously, after a really disappointing weekend. We're super keen, so tomorrow's main session, and then before we know it, we'll be out there and just bringing everything. And we know Geelong's a proud club. They've been so good for so long, so much depth. So you name a lot of blokes, but they'll bring in some pretty handy players as well. So we know what we're going to get from Geelong. They've, like I said, done it for so long now, and I know that the group's just keen to play now and make amends for what we didn't get done on the weekend, and hopefully our fans are cheering us off.
Yeah, good. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I like that one. Do that one again. That was good. All right. Yeah, beautiful. What I wanted to... just to finish off, well done. What I wanted to say, you all headed off to the pub yesterday afternoon. It wasn't for, to get on the, terps or anything. But one of the things that came out of yesterday, I do want to talk about two things. One of them that came out of it was Josh Bruce's announcement of retirement. Congratulations to him, 163 games. What was spoken about at the pub, and I'm not asking because you're going to tell me, I'm actually asking because I want you to just give me something that the fans will hear tonight. You spoke about the game that's coming up, you spoke about the week that was. Was there any talk like that, or it was just camaraderie coming together as a group?
Yeah, I think it was more coming together as a group. We actually did it after losing to the Saints in round 2.
Okay.
We sort of did our strides at the club, which we still, early day and early in the week we only really do a couple of run-throughs and we don't really train anyway. So we did our gym, did our run-throughs, and then basically just got out of the club, head down and get around each other, just have some lunch as a group. It was more about that, just coming together. And obviously Brucey was able to announce his retirement, and he said it was quite fitting that he was retiring in a pub because he spent a lot of time in there. So he enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it as well. It was good.
Brilliant. Shame it wasn't today because it was Bevo's birthday. Yeah. Wish Bevo a happy birthday. I'm sure you all do. Yeah. Someone's going, no, I don't. Yeah, of course you do. All I wanted to say to both of you, right, there's been a lot of conjecture, there's been a lot of speculation, been a lot of talk. I didn't mean to get you along to embarrass you or in any way, shape or form tonight, but I just did want to talk to you and get your insight and get your perspective, and you've done that. So please, everyone put your hands together for them. Thank you, guys. All the best to both of you. Stay fit, stay healthy, stay injury-free. Good luck and go Doggies. I just want to ask you a couple of questions now about you guys, okay? This is your thoughts. As a footballer, what's the one thing that you want to be remembered as or for?
Maybe courageous.
Yeah, good. Okay, I like that.
I feel like I want to be known as selfless as a player.
Nice.
In the end, I mean, I have played a lot of clubs, but I feel like I have played as a selfless player throughout my career.
I'm going to jump in. When Lobby was talking about his year earlier, I was going to do it before, but I didn't. But anyway, he's one of my favourite players to play with week in, week out. He seriously. I think it's probably ingrained in him from Fremantle being a more defensive team, but very team-first player, and copped it at times this year, as you alluded to, but sometimes it's not about the goals, and I know everyone at the club loves playing with him, so
That's beautiful.
to lobby.
Well said.
Nice, mate.
Well said. That's lovely. Thank you very much for sharing that. Is there one memory that has been your favourite football moment?
Yeah, getting drafted probably was a pretty cool moment. My whole first year was a bit cooked, so because I was in the hub, so I didn't get to be with my family for many moments. But I got the draft. I got in a couple months before COVID hit, so spending time with them after the draft and enjoying the help that they gave me to get to that moment.
Nice, well said.
Yeah.
Rory, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, mine, obviously everyone's really their debut, but being able to kick, my first disposal was a goal. I think Cody was the exact same, so
Yeah, right.
being able to be, like, you know, in that category where there's only I don't know how many there is, it'd be like, probably like 60 or something, but yeah, being able to do that, it was pretty special.
That's nice, well said. All right. Aside from your career, who else's career have you admired from afar, past or present?
I love Toby Green.
Right,
Yeah.
great. Okay. Wow. Okay. He should have thought about that answer. No, that's good. No, that's very good. That's honest, and that's exactly what you need to be. Just don't say that. All right. Go, Rory.
Don't say Toby.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, someone that just retired recently that was at the Giants, Phil Davis. You know, the stuff that he's done behind the scenes to get, you know, where he's got in his career. I mean, he's had a lot of injuries. You know, he would even admit he's not the most, you know, athletic person, but he's always got the most out of himself.
Yeah.
And, you know, he really shaped my career quite early. You know, when I got injured in my first year, you know, I was talking about injuries, and he really just straight away shut it out and said, mate, there's so much more to footy than just this. And yeah, I mean, he's quite inspiring the way that he's sort of gone about his footy, and, you know, been able to get 13 years or whatever it was out of his body, or 15, 13?
13, I think it was.
13, yeah. I mean, he's really inspired me throughout my career.
That's brilliant. Sure. Well said, mate. You have an open training session. Every man, woman and child are calling your name for selfies and autograph. After the highs like this, what keeps you grounded?
The redevelopment, no one can come.
Okay, all right.
Next year we'll get you back. It's pretty cool. As a kid, that's kind of part of the whole AFL like dream.
Yeah.
We're super fortunate to have fans, but it's not lost upon us. We're pretty standard blokes. We spend our days doing similar things to everyone. So
absolutely.
I think there's a bit of gratitude and a bit of just general awareness to not get ahead of yourself, and I'm sure plenty of people have fallen into the trap, but I think hopefully we're doing all right.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, Cody answered it perfectly,
Yeah, nice, okay. Yeah, well done. I like that. Yeah, beautiful. After a game, what's worse, picking up a dropped iPhone on the boundary line, or when you see a sign in the crowd of someone asking for your boots? Seriously, what's all that about?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the TikTok age, you know, we all sort of caught wind of the boots thing and also the pick up the phone on the boundary. So, I mean, Cody and I haven't really picked up any. I sort of step over him now. But yeah, I mean, the boots thing, you know, since COVID, you know, the stocks of boots is actually quite hard for us, even though we are sponsored. But it's pretty funny because they think that we just get heaps of boots. And my answer is I actually need these like throughout the year. So yeah, been out, especially with my size, like size 15s are very hard to come by. So yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, every time they ask me, I'm like, no, I actually need these to play with.
I just, seriously, I look at it as insolence. I go, I can't believe you had the gall to ask that. But what for you? What's worse, picking up an iPhone or someone asking you for the boots? Is there if you had to have an option?
I don't have a favourite. I don't love either of them. They're actually quite annoying.
Yeah, good. I like that. I like that answer. Let's just go with that. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the two boys. Well done. That was great. You'll be right, mate. No stress. It's all fun and games here. So this is the Western Bulldogs 2023 side, okay? You can have 45 seconds on the clock. You can't see through the paper, I hope. I will hold it down. I will hold it up. I'll hold it everywhere. 45 seconds on the clock. Your time starts with your first one. You ready to go? Okay. First one. Number 39.
JJ.
His full name.
Oh, Jason Johansson.
That's it. Number 2.
Jamari Gahagan.
Correct. Number 10.
Oh, no, Eastwood. Sam Darcy.
Correct. Number 8.
Charlie Clark.
Correct. Number 1.
Adam Shaw.
Correct. Number 44.
Tim English.
Correct. Number 6.
Bailey Smith.
Correct. Number 23.
Leif Van Meer.
Correct. Number 5.
Jed Buslinger.
Correct. Number 34.
Bailey Williams.
Correct. Number 29.
Mitch Hannon.
Mitch Shannon. Correct. Number 22.
Was Jamara. Now it's Tim O'Brien.
Correct. Number 7.
Roy Love.
Yeah, right. How brilliant was that? I love it. Well
I had
done.
all those in my head, but now I'm ready.
Well, a total score. Look at that. Total score of 13, man. Well done. That's a really good
That's going to
score.
be hard to beat.
Seriously, mate. Well done. I love it, especially the last one. That's brilliant. So now you know how it works. You'll be fine. If you don't know the answer, just say pass.
Okay.
Xavier's counting on you, though, because he's put a bet on next door for this one. Let's see how you go. We'll kick it off with your first one. Your time will start now. Number 11.
Jack McRae.
Correct. Number 33.
Aaron Norton, wow. Yeah,
Aaron
sorry.
Norton, yes. Number 12.
Harvey Gallagher. There we go.
Correct. Number 15.
That is Taylor Dray.
Correct. Number 43.
43, Ryan Gardner.
Correct. Number 16.
That is Toby McLean.
Correct. Number 20.
Ed Richards.
Correct. Number 3.
That is Cody Waitman.
Cody Waitman, yes. Number 21.
21, Tom Liberatore.
Correct. Number 4.
Marcus Bontempelli.
Correct. Number 24.
Buku Karmas.
Correct. Number 35.
Caleb Daniel.
Correct. Number 17.
Josh Bruce.
Correct. Number 38.
That is Riley Garcia.
Yes. Right. Yes. Flip it. Yes. See? Well done, mate. That was so cool. Oh, mate, that was brilliant. You guys, fantastic. Well done to both of you. Xavier and Ruby, we couldn't have done it without you. I really thank you for your help. Thank you. That was great. Both of you, because we've got one winner, what we've got here for you, Xavier, you pipped Ruby at the line. You get the football, okay? The boys might sign that for you later. Ruby, you don't go home empty-handed, darling. You've got your own, all right? So thank you to both of you. Leave those score pads there. Take the footballs. They're all yours. Well done to both of you. Thank you. That was brilliant, boys. Well done. Very entertaining. All right, I like it. Tori's dancing as well. So the way that this segment works, as soon as you think you know the answer, you just buzz in and we'll see how we go from there. How many premierships has your club won?
Tori.
2. There we go. She's very confident. How many times has your team played in a losing grand final?
Tori.
2. All right, there we go. Seeing how it works, Steve? You've got to be quick, mate.
Yeah.
Here we go. Who is your team's captain? Steve.
Bonton.
Yes, Marcus Bontempelli. Well done. All right. Who wears the number 7 at your club? Tori.
Rory Lobb.
All right, well done. At least you didn't forget his name. All right. Closest to within 1,000, how many members does the club currently have for 2023?
57,000.
What's your name? Steve, yes. How many did you say?
57.
57,000. I'll give it to you because it's 55,975. That's not too bad. And well done, Western Bulldogs supporters, at that number. All right. Where did your team finish on the ladder at the end of the home and away season last year?
Tori. 8th.
Yes, 8th it is. Well done. How many games did your team win last year at the end of the home and away season?
Steve. 13.
No. Tori.
12.
12 it is. There we go. Still on the points. What year did your team last win a grand final and who did they play?
Tori. 2016 against Sydney.
That's correct. 1 point. How many points did you win that grand final by?
Steve. 23.
Tori?
That was 22.
22. Sorry, mate. So close. There you go. And Don't always take the fans down there, all right? That's why you're up here. 2 points. Who was the last Western Bulldogs player to win the Norman Smith medal and in what year? Tory.
Jason Johannesson, it was 2016.
Correct, there you go. That's for 2 points. For another 2 points, who was your club's leading goal kicker in 2022 and how many goals?
Tory. Aaron Norton, I believe it was 51.
You've got the 2 points. You've got it both. Well done. Well done. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Very confident. I like it. This is for 3 points. Steve, okay. No, it's for 3 points for both of you, okay. 3 points though. Player, year and votes. Who was the last Western Bulldogs player to win a Brownlow medal? What year and how many votes?
It was Adam Cooney, I think. Steve,
yes. It was Adam Cooney, Steve. Yes.
Adam Cooney.
Yes, correct. That's 1 point.
28, was it?
28 or 2000?
Oh, 2008.
2008, yes, that's correct. 2008, that's 2 points.
28.
And how many votes?
28.
No. Tori, you can steal the point. Just 1 point. No, it was 24. So close. You get 2 points though, Steve. Well done. And it's close now, 4 versus 11. All right, here we go. Out of these 3 players, wait until you hear the entirety of the question. Out of these three players, who has kicked the most goals in the history of the Western Bulldogs Football Club? Is it A, Kelvin Templeton? Is it B, Brad Johnson? Or is it C, Chris Grant?
Steve. Brad Johnson.
Yes, mate, it is. 558 goals, correct. You got it. Well done. He gets that, 1 point. You'll be happy, Tori. He's turning them over for you anyway, all right? He's playing in your favour. Out of these 3 players, who has played the most games in the history of the Western Bulldogs Football Club? Is it A, Doug Hawkins? Is it B, Scott West? Or is it C, Chris Grant?
Tory.
C.
Tory.
Chris Grant.
Yes, it is. Chris Grant with 554 games. Goals. Games. 554 goals. It's meant to say, yeah, goals. It's okay. You got it. All right. It's okay. Oh, I've got a bit of codeitis. Well done. It's good. Well done, Tori. You're simply the best with a score of 12. Steve, you were fantastic on a score of 6, mate. There's no losers here, guys. You know that. Both of you get to take away a prize, which is that's good for footy each. All right. Well done. Congratulations to both of you. Leave the microphones there. Everything's cool. Make your way back to your seats, and everything will be rock and roll. Simply the Best was proudly brought to you by Yamaha and the Big Picture People. They are the experts in home theatre technology. The Big Picture People are located in Hoppers Crossing, Clyde North, South Morang, Cheltenham Water Gardens and the Gold Coast. Fantastic. All right. So everyone's familiar with the rules. What I'm going to be asking you is just what's been happening in the season of 2023 thus far. All clubs, everyone's included, all right? You two will just keep score for each one that they get right. Here we go. Buzz in when you think you know the answer. I kicked a goal with 1 minute and 18 seconds left on the clock in the game, which would have put my team in the front, only for it to be denied by the goal umpire, who has since been stood down.
Rory.
Who am I? Rory.
Is it Christian Petrarca?
No.
No, it's
Cody Ben Keys.
Yes, Cody Ben Keys. I didn't know his name was Cody Ben Keys, but that's good. Ben Keys it is, perfect.
30, I thought it was less.
Yeah. On the 11th of July, I was sacked by my club after I'd coached for 6 years. Who am I?
Cody. Stuart Dew.
Stuart Dew is correct, well done. On July the 29th against GWS in Ballarat, I suffered my second ACL injury in my career.
Cody.
Cody.
Rory.
Josh Bruce is correct. There you go. I kicked a contender for goal of the year in my first year of playing for the club. I'm also a father-son for the Brisbane Lions, and I just did a season-ending ACL. Cody.
Will Ashcroft.
Will Ashcroft is correct. Well done. I took a break from coaching in May this year, but I'm now back in the top job. Rory.
Alistair Clarkson
is correct. Well done. I am leading the Coleman medal after round 22. Who am I?
Rory. Charlie Curnow.
Charlie Curnow is correct. And for a bonus point, how many goals has he kicked?
75.
Spot on. Well done. Perfect. All right. How we going there score-wise? 3-4. I like it. I recently played my 200th game of football for the Melbourne Football Club. Who am I?
Cody. Max Gorn.
Max Gorn is correct.
Cody and I don't watch a lot of football, like, as you can tell.
It's good that they
Sharon
do then.
does.
Yeah, all right. I was picked 5 in the 2004 draft and played for 19 seasons at 2 clubs. I've managed to win 2 premierships in my career, and I recently announced my retirement. Who am I?
Who just announced retirements?
Cody. Jack Rewalt.
No.
No, he said 2 clubs.
2 clubs.
Oh, that's what he said.
Oh, you're blaming your kid. Oh, that's good. All right. 2 clubs, 19
2 premierships,
seasons.
2 clubs.
Yep, and 19 seasons. So it's someone that's been around a while.
Rory, Buddy Franklin.
Yes, Buddy Franklin it is.
The crowd.
We got points going here, there, and there. Well done. I like it. All right. I was coach at this club from 2010 to 2023. We won 3 premierships, but I decided to resign my position as coach on May the 23rd.
Hardwick.
Damien Hardwick is correct. On the 21st of August 2023, I signed a 6-year deal to coach my new
Rory.
club.
Damien Hardwick.
Damien Hardwick. Well done. There you go. Our club has had 7 wins for the year. Who are we?
Cody Essendon.
No. Rory.
Gold Coast?
No. Who did you say? There you go. Hawthorn it is.
Oh, that's 7.
Yeah.
Why did you beat us?
Yeah, that's all right. We have lost 7 of our last 38 games by over 100 points, but we had a win on the weekend. Who are we?
Rory.
Cody. Oh, that was me.
West Coast.
That was me. West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast it is.
Me.
That was me. All right. This year I chalked up the most disposals of any player in the VFL AFL history. Who am I?
Cody. Pendlebury.
Scott Pendlebury. Yeah. I recently surpassed the game's record for most games by an Irishman. Who am I?
Cody.
Rory.
Cody.
Zach Toohey.
Zach Toohey is correct. How we going? 8 versus 6. He's excited. From rounds 1 to 20, I was ranked number 1 for disposals in the league for 2023. Who am I?
Cody. Nick Dacos.
Nick Dacos.
No, you can't give him another one.
What is going on there? Jesus. All right, here we go. We have won our last 9 games in a row and we'll play finals.
Rory.
Yes.
Carlton.
Carlton is correct. Well done. I am my club's leading forward and I fractured my foot in round 4 against the Bulldogs.
Cody.
Tom Lynch is correct. I did a hamstring in our club's 17th loss for the season and shortly after announced my retirement. No wonder. Who am I?
Well, announced retirement. Jack Zabel?
No. Did a hamstring. Cody?
Cunnington.
No.
There you go.
No.
Who is it?
I did a hamstring in our club's 17th loss. I thought that would have given it away
West
for
Coast.
the season. He was a West Coast player. It's Luke Shuey. Yeah.
Oh, I thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm a defender at my club and I recently signed a new 5-year deal with the club after rejecting free agency offers. Who am I?
I didn't listen properly.
No, I didn't. Can you repeat the question, sir?
Can I repeat it?
Yeah,
Yes,
that
please.
I'm a key defender at my club and I just signed a new 5-year deal after rejecting free agency offers.
Harry Himmelberg?
No.
He did.
Yes. Yeah.
That passed.
No? Okay. See the...
Oh,
No,
he's not key.
oh.
Heppel did just re-sign, but it wasn't him.
Who's it?
Laverde?
No, we'll give up. Mason Redman.
He's not key.
No, or he's
He's
just
not
a
a key-
defender.
he's not a key
well,
on me.
all right.
Mate, he's a
okay.
high defender.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jeez.
Defender. Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah. You really helped me out then. All right. Well, I messed up, so no one gets a point. I announced my retirement to teammates this week after playing 238 games of football with my club. I hold the AFL record for the most contested possessions in a game. Who am I?
Trent Cotram?
No.
Oh, that's a good guess.
No.
Wasn't Brucey.
He actually... I have to be honest.
Cunnington.
Yes, spot on. Yeah, you got it. Well done. I was once the captain of my club. I'm 33 years of age and a leading forward. I think so anyway. I have just signed another 1-year extension with my club and I'm second in the Coleman medal for this year.
Rory, Tex Walker.
Tex Walker is correct. Well done. How are we going there? 8 versus 11. All right. I captained my club from 2015 to 2019. I've played 330 games of football. I hold the club's most games played record and I recently announced that I would be retiring. Who am I?
Rory, Trent Cotchin.
I think
No.
Cody first.
No. No.
You got it wrong.
You'd be wrong. Do you want to have a guess, Cody?
Nah, I was going to say that.
Yeah. Shannon Hearn.
Oh,
All right, from the West Coast. I recently signed a massive 8-year deal with the club where my legendary father played and my brother still plays. Who am I?
Yeah, Rory. Yeah.
Go.
Nick Dacos.
Nick Dacos. Well done.
Is it 8 years?
On August... 8 year, yeah. On August the 5th, I injured my knee with a hairline fracture. Rory.
Nick Dacos.
Well done. Nick Dacos it is. I was named inaugural captain. I was named inaugural co-captain at GWS in 2012 and after 192 games I've announced my retirement.
Phil Davis.
There you go. Well done. Very appropriate that you got it. How we going there score-wise? 11 all. All right, we've got 5 questions to go. Here we go. I recently announced that I will retire from the game at season's end after being captain of my club from 2017 to 2022. I played 280 games of football for my club. Who am I?
Cody. Shannon Hearn.
No, we've already done him.
280. No. Is it though? Rory, Jack Zeeble?
Spot on. Jack Zeeble is correct.
I was trying to work out which
Well
one
done.
it was.
Well done. On August the 13th in Tassie, I ruptured my Achilles.
Cody. Chad Wingard.
Yes, well done. There it is.
Don't
All
worry
right,
about it.
12 each. All right, yeah. I was drafted in 2006. I won 3 Colemans and 3 flags in my career. I recently announced that I would hang up
Cody.
the boots.
Jack Rewalt.
Cody. Jack Rewalt is correct. Ooh, here we go. I was All-Australian in 2017, 2020 and 2021. I played 213 games as a dominant big man. I was known for my dreadlocks. Who am I?
Cody.
Nick Nat. There you go. Nick Natanui. Last question. 14 versus 12. I was captain of my club from 2012 to 2021. I was a premiership captain 3 times. During this period, I played 306 games and I recently retired.
Trent Cotchin.
Trent Cotchin is correct. We have a winner, 14 versus 13. Cody, you have won. Well done. That was cool as. Well done, guys. Seriously. There's a lot of questions in there, and some of them were right and some of them were wrong, and that wasn't just you, that was me. But that was good, well done. You two have won. You've won a football each. I haven't got it on the stage, but I'll give it to you when we go down and you do the photos, all right? So thank you very much for playing. Tony and Erin, you were wonderful. Well done. All right. What I wanted to do just now is, if you'd like to come along to one of these shows, because I told you again, it's 2 current day players from each of the 10 Victorian clubs. We hope that the new people that have come tonight have had a good time, but we hope that the people that have been before have had a good time, because I love doing these shows. It's great. Lots of good interaction, lots of laughs, lots of engagement. The boys have been fantastic. If you'd like to be part of the live audience at a That's Good for Footy panel show, you can do so by going through to the website, which is www.that'sgoodforfooty.com.au/events, because it's always better live, isn't it, everyone? Yes, thank you. Next week on the show, August the 30th, we're heading to the Mulgrave Country Club for a St Kilda show with Dan Butler and Callum Wilkie from the Saints. Then the week after that, guess what? It's finals time. So we will see who's going to be playing in the finals. We'll see who we can get on the show, and then we'll see who's going to be appearing on the panel. Remember, when you're purchasing your tickets, you can only get them through the That's Good Footy website. Do not go anywhere else. There's too many people out there scamming you already. What I'd like to say now is thanks to all of you. You've been a wonderful audience. Thanks to Sam, my sound guy, and thanks to the lovely Sandy. If you could put your hands together for them. Really appreciate it. Remember, your photos are going to be up on the That's Good Footy website. That's where you can go on. You can sign up and become a That's Good Footy member, and you'll receive information regarding future shows. What I'd like to do now is ask you, while you're all feeling absolutely wonderful and you've had a really good time and you're all smiling, is to put your hands together for Rory Lobb and Cody Waitman. These guys have been fantastic tonight. If you're all looking at your watches, you know that we've gone over time, but they've been so gracious in giving their valued time to all of you this evening, as well as to me. Please, Rory, pick up your microphone. Your first time on the show, do you reckon we'll get you back?
Yeah, more than likely.
Oh,
yeah, I've had a good time.
Yeah, good.
For sure.
Have you had a good time?
I have.
What you
for
expected,
sure.
or
No.
No,
what I
good.
expected, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I like
all
that.
good.
Great answer. Cody, second, third time you've been back. Bloody awesome having you here. You bring a lot to the table. Funny, engaging, the whole kit and caboodle. Have you had a good time tonight?
Thanks, Damo. Yeah, it's great, and we're all disappointed at the moment, but it's great to see so many fans, and you guys are every timers, and it's good for me and Rory to come here and we can let our hair down a little bit in front of you guys, and we don't have to be so media trained. So thanks for showing up again, guys.
Wow. There's not much I need to say after that. Consummate professionals, great ambassadors of the Western Bulldogs Football Club. We spoke about it in the show, in the segments. Get that Bulldog spirit back. Go down to GMH, HBA Stadium. Go hell for leather, mate. This is it. This is your chance. Good luck on the weekend. I wish you all the best. This has been the That's Good Footy panel show. My name's Damien. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again soon. Cheers and good night. Thank you.
Every night